Hello everyone, Miss Quiet Queen, and welcome back to the Quiet Queen Project. Um, we're going to talk today about the different levels of God planes. But before I do, I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed, um, and to all of my new subscribers. Thank you for joining me. All of my old heads, thank you for sticking with me. I want y'all to pass this channel on. Share all of my videos. My videos are not getting the views that they should. Well, they are getting views, but they're being hidden because of the type of content that I have. So I want to try to spread the word. I want all of us to spread the word as much as you can. I do want to say before I get into the topic at hand is that I am going through a lot of spiritual changes. I am evolving. I am expelling a lot of energies and negativities that no longer are needed or wanted in my world, in my energy, in my hula hoop, so to speak, my spiritual hula hoop. I am being guided to do and say certain things. And when this happens, beloved, you can sometimes feel physically down or ill. It's not that I am, because my father used to say, when we would tell him, oh, I don't feel good or I have a headache, he would say, don't claim it. Well, that's true to a degree, but sometimes, that type of advice just aggravates me because whenever you try to advance spiritually, especially if your mental mind, if your subconscious mind is so used to you being down, when you try to change things, the negative energies that suck the life force out of you don't want that. So you get sick. You physically become ill. I have been physically ill since this past Saturday. There is a lot going on in my life. I mean, I'm constantly moving. And I apologize that I have not done Word to the Wise Wednesdays as much as I should, but I have not been feeling well physically. And I don't want anybody to worry. It's just that I am expelling demons from my mind, from my world, from my energy, from around me. And they don't want to go. They're like leeches. Okay, so I said that to say this. I'm looking kind of woozy and out of it. No, I'm not a drinker. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I'm just not feeling well. But I'm always, when I'm guided to do a video, I just do it. It doesn't matter how I feel. I put my feelings aside because there's a message I need to get across to you. My higher self, Miss Quiet Queen, on the other realms, she's doing the same thing. She's working really hard. She's very diligent. She's a warrior. She's fighting war right now. There's a spiritual war going on the astral realms and on the realms that you own. Did you know that you have your own realm? This world is so big, so vast. It's so amazing. You don't even know how powerful you truly are. There is a world that you own. When you were born, that world was created. Every time a human being is born, there is another world created that only that person can control. Okay? And there are energies, some never had the opportunity to become physical, but they are jealous. They're like the fallen angels, so to speak. And they want your energy. They want your world. They want us to stay in the dark about us having our own world and power so that they can dwell in it and keep it. And so when you try to elevate yourself spiritually, you may find that you have headaches. You might find that you stub your toe a lot. You might get dizzy. You might pick up some weight. Notice these things. Write these things down. Know thyself, and that's another video for another day. But anyway, let's talk about quickly the different planes. Now, I also said all that to say this as well. I'm looking at my notes because my memory is not the best right now because it's so clouded with me trying to sort out good and negative energy and put my dark thoughts where they belong and put my light thoughts where they belong, and etc. So I'm looking at my notes. So anyway, there are several God planes that was created by the Creator, God Source. Of course, there's the physical plane. I don't need to explain what the physical plane is. You're in the physical plane. You know what it is. It is also the lowest plane of all the planes. It is the lowest, and it operates on a very, very low, slow frequency. Okay? It doesn't take rocket science to dwell in the physical plane. The physical plane is the lowest plane and the least desirable, as far as I'm concerned, if you are a being who chooses to evolve spiritually. The second plane is the astral plane. Many of you already know about the astral plane. You talk about astral traveling, leaving your body and going to the astral plane. This is the plane where people go when they dream. This is the plane where people go when they leave this physical body. We call it physical death, and they go to the astral plane. Most entities and energies, after they pass, their soul goes on to the astral plane. Some souls go higher than that, if you know how to penetrate to those other realms. Now, there are several ways to get through these other realms, so we're going to get into that in a moment. The astral plane, like I said, is the source of emotion. It is the plane, it is familiar to the physical plane. Each world, so you have like the physical plane, the astral plane, the mental plane, the causal plane, the etheric plane. Each plane is connected. They're like circles. Imagine circles, 7 circles. They're all interlocked. Okay? Each plane is a unpolished reflection of the plane above it. That's why when you go to the astral plane, you might say, wow, there are buildings here. There are buildings, there's water, there's flowers. There's similar things on the astral realm that you may see that you always see on the physical plane, because they're directly related. And this is why sometimes we have deja vu, why things seem so familiar. Okay. Also, that is the second plane, the astral plane. Okay. Now, the third plane is called the mental plane. The mental plane is the source of, the mental plane is the plane of records, like the hall of records. You've heard of the Akashic records. There are many other kind of records. The Akashic records is the old source of record keeping. They're collective keepers. They are energies. They are plural, but they are not one. It is many, but they all operate at the same time, if that makes sense. There are other record keeping outfits that I don't know the name of them, but the mental plane is where all records are kept. This is where you will go when you want to find out what your past lives are. Now, if you have people that say they can go to your they can find out your past life by going to your Akashic records, what they're saying is they're going to the mental plane. Now, this is how you test people to see if they're really doing what they say they're doing before they get your money. Ask them, well, what plane is the record keeper, the Akashic records on? Just test them. They may know, and they still may be crooked, but at least, that's one way of finding out if they're being true to you. Everything on the mental plane, in fact, all of the planes above, the mental plane and above, is very, very sharp. What I mean by that is sound is sharper. You can hear hertz and salvaggio tones that you never heard before. Trees are brighter. Trees are greener. You on the mental plane may even see colors that you have never seen exist before. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that there are colors that exist that we never seen? It is truly amazing. Before my mother passed away, my mother was a very spiritual woman. She still is. Very powerful. But she got spooked a lot. So she didn't reach her highest potential while she was here because she got spooked a lot. She didn't want to be trapped. And I don't really blame her for that. But she used to say that she went on one of these planes and she saw some colors that we don't know. We can think of, when we see colors, we think of beautiful colors, you know, like pink, lavender, green, brown, yellow. And that just seemed like the norm. But she said there are other colors that you haven't seen. It is amazing. I've seen these things too, but I forgot because of my lack of self and my lack of discipline in the spirit, in my spirituality. Anyway, somebody just pulled up. Okay, so that is the mental plane. It is hard to get to the mental plane from, like, when you go to sleep. You can travel. There are people called Ekis, a religion called Ekankar. The Mahanta, who is the person in charge of this religion, can come into your dreams and take you to these places. Just look up Ekankar, and I will talk about that. I did get into that religion. I still am pulled towards that religion and am interested in it, but the only thing that's throwing me off is the fact that they don't recognize the divine feminine, and I have a problem with that. Just because one can make it to the mental plane does not mean that they're good. Doesn't mean that you have a great code of ethics because you can make it there. There are a lot of evil and mischievous spirits on the mental plane because there are people that were here that develop themselves enough where they can make it there. So be careful if you go there. Now remember this, every time you go to a different world, a different plane, there is an energy or a guardian that you have to address. Like I was saying, there are different ways that you can get into this. You can address these different guardians. It can go to a nightmare and you'll see a demon and you have to fight that demon and kill it in order to move on. Or you can chant certain words. Certain words unlock the keys to the secrets to these worlds. Let me go back. The mental plane, like I said, is hard to come by, but it is where you will find great power. You will learn about love, wisdom, and spiritual power. All right. Now, like I said, you can either fight a demon that's the gatekeeper, and the gatekeeper can come in any form. I can't tell you what the gatekeeper will look like when you travel there because it may not look the same. Okay, your gatekeeper may look like a clown. Some people are scared of clowns, so maybe that's why your gatekeeper will look like that. Okay, others, it might look like Darth Vader if they're really into sci-fi stuff. It's whatever your mentality can handle and pick up and comprehend. There are words. The word, I will give you a word. Okay, let me talk about the fourth plane now, because I already talked about the physical plane, the astral plane, the mental plane, and the fourth plane is the etheric plane. It is the first plane of the heavenly planes of existence. It is way up there. So being in the physical realm, you're not going to touch anywhere near the etheric realm. It is the realm of consciousness. This is the realm where dreams are created, where everything was developed, where you are dreaming. It is trickled down to you, to the physical realm from the etheric realm. Each plane has a word that unlocks the secrets within it, and the word to unlock the etheric plane is called Baju. B-A-H Joo, Baju. You sing this like Baju, Baju. Do this for 20 minutes every day. Do it before you go to sleep. Just sing it before you go to sleep. Baju. It opens the aurific plane. Be sure to sing it. Have fun. Okay, so now the fifth plane is the soul plane. Okay, now the soul plane is the first of the spiritual worlds, I should say. I think I said that about the aurific plane, but no, the first of the spiritual soul world planes, I'm sorry, it's the soul plane. The word that unlocks that, I don't know if I should be giving out these words, but I'm going to keep that word to myself. I'll get into it later when the spirit guides me to do that. I've already told you about Baju. Now let me tell you something before I close up this video. Please don't be embarrassed to sing to yourself. Singing is cleansing to the spirit. It is like a catalyst for your soul. Okay, it's like it connects you. It's like a buttress, so to speak. You know what I mean? I think this is the reason why so many men and women in power want to control the music industry, because music is love. Music is the communication of God. This is how God's source created itself, by the movement and turning. You know, when you do things, say for example, let me show you this. I have a lampshade, and then I have an ink pen. This could be something out in the universe, and I'm moving it. They're both moving, but when they get close enough and they move and they hit each other, do you hear something? It makes a noise. So that's a really far-fetched example, but that's what I mean when you sing. I am not feeling well, y'all. Please forgive me. I'm trying to fight through this. That is why they want to control the music industry, because singing is how your soul communicates. It is how we develop. Did you know that early humans, and I mean early humans, the humans that no longer exist today, there are many types of humans that existed in this world. Many kinds. Many of them have long gone, have existed, through evolution or through dying out or whatever. Did you know that we sang? We would always sing our words. That we didn't speak like this. It was the powers, the 1% that wanted to control everything, were the ones that had to think of a way to control us. They wanted to control everybody in every race, okay? But it's especially the melanated race, because we have a lot of secrets within our DNA, starting with the melanin. But we spoke everything. That is why, in order to get to some of these planes, you need to sing. Akists believe that if you sing the word Hu, H-U, the Mahanta will come to you in your dreams. Now, the current Mahanta in 2016, his government name is Harold Kemp. K-E-M-P. I don't know if it's an L in it or not. Oh, KLEMP. Harold Clamp is the current Mahanta. Okay. His spiritual name, that means he evolves, he changes. We all change, like Pokemon, you know. His spiritual name is YZ. Now you can, if you want to meet YZ in your dreams, you can chant his name and he will come to you in your dreams. It seems so odd. I love this religion. I love the concept of it. I just can't get around them saying that God is a he and all of these things of power is male energy. And maybe it is. Maybe their part of their religion is. I don't know. But you sing Wazi. Now let me tell you something. I'm not telling you this just because I heard of it. I actually had a dream of Wazi. He came to me in my dream. He showed me, I was having a nightmare. I was on an elevator. And I saw him. And he said, just sing Hugh. This is when I had just joined and I got my lessons. And you're not supposed to discuss your lessons with anybody. And I won't do that. And he came to me and he said, just sing Hugh. You got to sing Hugh in order to connect the two of us together. And what he does then is he can bypass certain things. He knows a lot of secrets that he ain't going to tell you easily. That's why it's like you got to be initiated into certain things, into certain knowledges. The same with any other secret society. But at least this religion, it claims to be a religion of love. But he will connect you to this current. It's called the stream current, and it's a current of blue light. And by connecting with the Mahanta, you skip levels. He knows the way to get in, the shortcut way. He helps you eliminate your karma, so to speak. Some people don't believe in karma, but I kind of do. But that's what the Mahanta does. The Mahanta before Harold Clamp was Paul Twitchell. His name was Pizarre. Now I did a video a few years ago. My first spiritual video. It was a video response to Astral Baby on a dog he had in his dream, and I talked about a dog that was attacking me all the time for years. And I saw, when I finally killed this dog, this being, I knew who it was. It was Smelly Goat, actually. I saw a man sitting across a stream of water. And he had like a little afro. He had on a brown robe that looked like a monk's robe with a rope. And he was sitting there smiling at me. And I didn't know who this man was or why I saw him. And I'm like, uh-oh, am I going to get in trouble? Fast forward a couple of years, I ran into someone, I heard about Ekankar. I learned about the religion of Ekankar, and they showed me a picture of one of the Ek Masters. He was an Ek Master like thousands of years ago, or hundreds of years ago at least. And this is what he looked like. See him? And when I saw his picture for the first time, I had a picture in color of him, and I nearly passed out. The woman that's my she helps me, learn about Ekankar. She said, "Oh, that's Rebazar Tars. He gets around." Rebazar Tars is from Tibet. He's a Tibetan Ak Master, and he knows. I'm sorry, I was getting a message. I was getting a message. Wish I can tell you. But Rebazar Tires gets around. If you have a dream about these act masters, chances are thousands of years ago you were an Ekist. Rebazar Tires came to me because for somehow he and I connected before in past lives. Get a book. Oh God, I can't remember anybody's name because I'm not feeling well. I apologize, beloved. I'm gonna take this subject up again, but I'm told I just have to make this video, but I'm not feeling my best. And I can't remember simple words because I am trying to cleanse my spirit, my spiritual surrounding. It's working, but it hurts. You ever heard of things get worse before it gets better? It's like when you have a stain in your clothes and you wet it, the stain, and you scratch that stain and it seems like it gets brighter, but you keep on scratching it and it's gone. It gets worse before it gets better. So when you're trying to cleanse your spiritual world, your spiritual life, and you're trying to advance spiritually, you're going to go through some stuff. It's going to hurt. It's going to be uncomfortable. But that's the power of alchemy. You know, it's like a different type of alchemy. All right, so I think that's about all I'm going to have for this. If you have any questions, please leave them below. No arguing. I don't want any disrespectful talk on my channel. I will block you. You will never be on my channel again, ever. Okay, and I will also put a spell on your ass. I don't want no drama. Keep it to yourself. But thank you for watching, angels. Stay in the light.